7:37 a.m., downtown Chicago. Luke was driving his cab, scanning the streets for a passenger, when he noticed a young woman pacing on the sidewalk, passing a glance at her watch and then at the road. "Hi, may I help?" "Yes, please." "Hop in." The young woman quickly opened the door and sat inside. 10734 Glenwood. "Got it." Luke pulled off, but soon stopped at the first red light. That's when he noticed the young woman looked nervous. She kept tapping her feet and checking her phone. "Is everything all right? It's my first day on the job and I'm getting late. When do you have to reach there? I'm supposed to be there by 8. Luke glanced at the time. They had a little less than 20 minutes to cover over half hour's distance. "Don't worry, we'll be there." As soon as the lights turned to green, Luke increased his speed and mapped out the shortest route to the address. But even then, he could see the young woman quite upset. Everyone gets a little nervous on the first day of work. But back when I first got my driver's license, I was the total opposite. I was overly confident. I mean, how hard could driving be, right? Until I got into an accident on my first day and then became a nervous wreck. I was scared to touch the steering again, but now I can drive with my eyes closed. "What? Not that I'm going to." She finally let out a small chuckle. "Thank goodness. Don't worry, take a deep breath, things will go fine. And even if you happen to mess up just a little on your first day, know everything's going to be alright. I hope so." Within just a while, Luke reached the young woman to her destination. Right on time. She took out her purse and quickly handed her fare and hurried out. But then, she turned back around and walked up to the window. "Thanks for the advice. I was actually really nervous today. I'm Gwyneth." "It's Luke. And no problem. Good luck." As Luke drove off, Gwyneth turned to look at the BII Motors Company assembly plant. After a lot of struggle getting her degree in automotive engineering, Gwyneth had successfully landed a job as the head engineer here at the plant, where the brand name BII automobiles were manufactured. Taking in a deep breath, Gwyneth put on her ID and headed inside, passing a glance at the other workers. It seemed she was the only female employee in the entire facility. Carter, Scott, and Logan had been working at the assembly plant for about a year, alongside many other engineers. But this time, seeing such a young female take the post, they were surprised. A female engineer? No, a new fish. You mean a new catch. Gwyneth started off great on the job. She understood her responsibilities and duties and learned her way around the facility. Wearing her hard helmet, she took her clipboard and went out for her first inspection. "Hello, I'm Gwyneth, the new engineer here. Welcome to the facility. I'm Carter, I'm the general manager. Scott, Logan. Nice to meet you all. So, how's everything coming along?" Gwyneth asked as she took a look inside the car. "Excellent. Sleek design. The color is vibrant, also gets hot sometimes." Not liking the tone of the men's voice, Gwyneth quickly turned around and sternly glanced at them. She was quick to note what was going on. Over the next few days, whenever she came for her inspections, the men passed double-meaning, rude comments at her. They were all always staring at her or watching her. None of the men at the facility took her seriously or paid her any attention, and instead, they gave importance to Carter's words over hers, being the general manager. A couple of days into working, one afternoon, Carter came up during the break. "I'm going out for lunch. Would you like to join?" "No, thank you." Seeing Gwyneth simply ignore him like she had been ignoring everyone around here, Carter clenched his jaws. Did this girl just reject him? What does this chick think of herself? She's too good for us? She needs to be shown who's the boss. Despite disregarding the nasty treatment she was receiving, as the days passed by, things only became more difficult for Gwyneth. None of the workers cooperated with her and gave her a hard time. When she inquired for information on the machinery or equipment, they didn't inform her correctly, or when she ordered for certain machine parts to be changed, they refused to comply. But Gwyneth tried to put it off and managed as long as she could. It was one day, however, during her daily morning inspections, that she was shocked to see one of the appliances being improperly used. How long has this been running like this? This is how we always use it. Turn this machine off, there could be an accident. It's not a big deal. What? Seeing the hustle, Carter came to check things out. What's the problem? We have to shut down the machine right now. It's not safe to operate it like this. But Carter, too, let out a smirk. No, it's alright. It saved the company quite some cost. You all can continue, he ushered the employees. What do you mean, no, it's alright? You're not the engineer here. I'm the engineer and I'm telling you this has to be shut down. As Gwyneth and Carter bickered, the worker suddenly noticed smoke emitting from the machine. Boss, I think she's right, he said as he immediately turned off the machine. Gwyneth quickly inspected the machinery, angrily looking at them. If you all were just a little late, you would have lost your lives. After this incident, Gwyneth's job at the facility became much easier. The workers began cooperating with her and gave her word more preference than Carter. And Carter himself now kept distance from her. Fortunately, things went well for the next few months, and the quality of their products had gotten much better. Consequently, revenues too began to soar. It was one of these days that Carter and a few of his men approached her again. Gwyneth, the company's been doing great lately, and I have to give you credit. I wanted to apologize for what happened that day. We were rude and uncooperative with you, but you saved us from a lot of damage, and not only that, you probably saved lives from being lost. Thank you. I actually wanted to invite you to a party. A few of the employees and I were going to this bar in the city to celebrate. Why don't you join us? I don't know. Please, accept our apologies and come with us. It'll be fun. So, the next Saturday night, Gwyneth made her way to a small bar in downtown Chicago where she met up with Carter, Logan, and Scott. But as she took a seat by the counter, she was surprised to see another familiar face. It was Luke. He was the bartender here. Luke, you're here? Gwyneth? Yeah, you dropped me off to work on my first day, but what are you doing here? I drive the cab on the weekdays and I work here as a bartender on the weekends. Are you waiting for someone here? Actually, I'm here with a few of my colleagues. Seeing Gwyneth laughing and talking to the bartender, Carter sneered. Apparently, the bartender is good enough for her, but we're not. So what's your plan, boss? Why did we bring her here? Carter took 2 drinks from the counter and quickly sneaked out a small package from his pocket and slipped it into one. To teach her a lesson, I'm going to have it my way. Carter took the 2 drinks and headed over to Gwyneth. Mind to have a drink? Gwyneth turned to see Carter smiling at her. Sorry, Carter. I've had enough for tonight. I'm not really a heavy drinker. Come on now. If you don't accept the drink, I'll think you didn't accept my apology. Gwyneth sighed. It's not really like that. Please? But just when Gwyneth was about to pick up her drink, Luke passed by, accidentally slipping over a drink from his hands. Watch out! Carter jumped up as Luke rushed to get tissues and wiped down the counter. Really sorry about that. It's alright, Gwyneth said with a smile as she picked up her glass and took a sip. Cheers. Cheers. Carter woke up the next morning with an awful hangover. He opened his eyes realizing he was at home. But how did he get home? He couldn't remember anything from last night. Dragging himself out of bed, he planned to take a hot shower when he froze seeing his reflection in the mirror. What is on my face? Carter stared at the tattoo of a donkey on his face. He tried to remember what happened, but his mind was blank. He immediately picked up his phone and called Scott. Scott, what happened last night? You had a drink too many and kinda lost control and started dancing. We tried to stop you. We wanted to drop you home, but you wanted to go with Gwyneth and her boyfriend, that bartender. With them? Where? The previous night, after Carter and Gwyneth had a few drinks, Carter had gotten a bit too drunk. You hear that music, Gwyneth? Yeah, it's nice. You know what I've always wanted to do? Dance. I wanted to just let go and dance to the music, Carter said, climbing up on his chair. Carter, what are you doing? Seeing Carter half in his senses, Luke too joined in. You're right, dude. You have to let yourself loose. Luke, what is going on? It's going to be a long night. Just wait and watch. Carter got onto the counter and shouted at everyone. Our ancestors were all apes, so there ain't no shame in being like one. Gwyneth was shocked seeing Carter dance like a monkey, beating his chest and laughing like a maniac. Seeing Carter, Logan and Scott hurried to stop him. Boss, what are you doing? I'm free. I'm free. I think we should take him home. No, I want to be free. Logan and Scott tried to knock some sense into Carter, but he wouldn't listen. The man wants to be free, let the man be free, Luke said, stopping them. Then, not listening to any one of his friends, Carter left with Luke and Gwyneth. So tell me, boss, what is it that you always wanted to do in life? I've always wanted to get a tattoo, but my mom never allowed me. But mom's not here right now. How is she going to know? So Luke took Carter to a nearby tattoo parlor, where Carter fell in indecision again on what tattoo to pick. I have a good idea, boss. You should get a tattoo of your inner animal, one that symbolizes freedom. A free animal? I know. How about a donkey? It doesn't have any intellectual burden or sense of responsibility. It's free. Perfect. Then I want that. After getting a donkey tattooed on his face near midnight, Carter walked the streets with Luke and Gwyneth, who was absolutely bewildered by what just happened. But that's not where the night ended. What next, boss? What else have you always wanted to do in life? I always wanted to run. I wanted to be free. You know, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You'll never feel this free. Run without your clothes. Gwyneth stared in awe as Carter took off all his clothes and ran down the street, laughing as Luke recorded him. He has lost his mind. Carter stared at the donkey in the reflection and banged on the mirror. Boss, someone posted a video from BII TikTok of you from last night on the company page. What? That witch, Gwyneth. That evening, when the facility was closing down and Gwyneth would be off work, Carter wore a hoodie, trying to hide his face, and went to confront her. Gwyneth froze when she stepped out and saw him. "What did you and your boyfriend do to me? You ruined my life. How am I supposed to show myself to anyone?" "Carter, we didn't do anything. Whatever happened, happened while you were in complete sense. You did everything out of your own will. So don't blame me. It's not like you were under the influence of some intoxicating hallucinogenic drug." Watch out! That night, when Carter had slipped something in one of the drinks and brought it over to Gwyneth, she may not have noticed, but one of the other bartenders had. Lisa, a friend of Luke's, immediately called him aside. "Luke, I need to tell you something. What happened? I think they put something in your friend's drink." "Oh, is that so?" Luke had intentionally created the distraction, slipping a drink over. And while Carter wiped himself dry, Luke switched the drinks. And finally, after getting a taste of his own medicine, Carter had gotten what he deserved. Gwyneth decided to spare him some mercy. "Luke, I think he's had enough. I'll take him home." It was Luke and Gwyneth who had dropped Carter off at his place. Otherwise, the night would have been much, much longer. And after that, Luke dropped Gwyneth home too. Thanks for everything. If it weren't for you, who knows what they would have done to me. I would have lost my job, my dignity. My life would have been ruined. Don't thank me yet. First see what your manager does tomorrow. He's not going to do anything unless he wants to be behind bars for trying to drug a female employee. Carter felt silent as Gwyneth smirked and walked past him. As a car pulled up to them, Luke rolled down the windows and smiled at her. "Is there an engineer here who can fix my car? I think I can take a look at it." Gwyneth chuckled, hopping in. "Hey, boss, how's it going? Still enjoying the freedom?" "You." Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.